Welcome to the Rewards Master Live Extra number 16, I believe it is. And this one's kind of special because I'm broadcasting from Lake Como in Italy, where we've been just for today. We rode the train over from Milan this morning and backed into our hotel. And then we went and rode what did they call that thing?
Incline
The incline,
railway.
what was the official name? Funicular, I think is what they call it. But it's an incline railroad thing up to the top, and we had dinner up there. Fantastic dinner. It was really a good time. So we've been here on our big trip, and I was going to give a kind of a report of what we've done so far, what we got coming up, and then I had some different comments that I've collected from different videos through the week. But I know this is a weird time for me. But remember, it was 3:30 back in Mississippi time, but it's like 10:30 here. So Nona and I are already in bed. We're in our hotel, and I thought, well, I can do a little bit of a live and see if anybody's out there and interested in what we got going. So let me see what we got here. All right. Basemo 6803. Basemo says, took the plunge on Built Palladium. Already had to call customer service. Ooh, that ain't good. But it wasn't as bad as Reddit would make it out to be. Immediately activated the accelerated earnings. Here we go. All right, Basemo, I wish you the best with it. I mean, it's been a great experience for me. I will say today is the first time that I had my card declined. So we got here to Como, and in a couple of days, we're heading over to Zurich, where we're going to be flying back on Swiss after a couple of days there. Go to the Lindt Chocolate Factory and some other things that we're going to do in Zurich. But I went to buy our tickets back to Zurich in the train station, just to have them taken care of. And for some reason, their card machine rejected my Bilt card, and then it rejected my Citi Prestige card. And so I had to pull out the only other card I had right with me in the wallet. I had others in my backpack wallet, of course, but right with me in the wallet, which is my Ritz-Carlton card from Chase, and it accepted it right away. So I kind of thought it was a MasterCard versus Visa card thing, because both the Citi Prestige and also the Built Palladium are MasterCards. And my Ritz-Carlton card is a Visa card. But, well, I don't know, because some of the others in our group went in and some of their MasterCards worked and some of theirs did not. And then one of them had an American Express card that worked, but he didn't have his MasterCard work. So I have no idea what the reason was. And sure enough, of course, I've checked the banks, no charges tried to go through or anything like that. So I think it was maybe their card machine, but that was the first experience I'd had with the Built Palladium of having any issue whatsoever. And it really wasn't an issue because I'm just not getting as good of points with my Ritz-Carlton card. But it's not like it's trying to charge me and I'm going to have to call customer service and all that. So Basemo, I hope that it works out really, really good for you, because I still think it's the top card maybe that's ever been made. So good luck with it. All right. Free Music says, good day, Bob and Nona. Says, good day to you, Nona. Did you see that hand? She hasn't done her hair tonight. She already took a shower. So that's probably all you'll see of Nona in this live. But yeah, thank you. Free Music, we're glad to be here and enjoying our vacation, and glad to have you here in the live. Hybrid Vortex is here, says congratulations. Thank you. We're having a good time. Good day, Rewards Master. Good day to you, Hybrid Vortex. Good to have you here in the live stream. All right, one of our channel members, M Forte, says hello, sir. Hello to you. Thanks for being a channel member. Rob Knopper says, hey, good to see you, Rob. Good to have you here. Travel 3 Adventures says, great time. Yeah, it's been a good time. We had just an incredible view. If you've ever been to Lake Como, you know what I'm talking about. We went to the top of that gondola thingy-majigger to the top, and we were there at sunset and looking out over the magnificence of the lake, and then of the town and the lights, and it was magnificent. It really was beautiful. Medic 624 says, hey, good to have you here, Medic. My good friend Mike Newland, great channel member and a spreadsheet warrior and friend of the channel, gives a thumbs. Well, no, he says on fire, and he gives a heart. Good to have you here, Mike. I think Nona knows who Mike is, so she's going to give me a high five there. All right. Travel 3 Adventure. MS is a wonderful state. So underrated. Yep. People think Mississippi is just, what do they think? Highest obesity, lowest education rate, and that's just because they only do those news articles on certain places. So yeah, where we live in Mississippi is a really nice place. So all right, Mike from LA. Hey, Mike, who's a channel member, says greetings. Good to have you here, Mike. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. So again, sorry it's so early, but where we are, it's pretty late. So I'm just trying to find a place to squeeze a live in. Juan Garcia, channel member. Hey, Juan, says good afternoon, Bob. Good afternoon, Juan. Good to have you here in the live. Okay, Nona, who's, by the way, did you see her? She says, hello, everyone. So she just doesn't want to show herself because, she has to look the part.
I can show myself.
She has to look the part, but it's pretty late here, so we've already showered, got ready for bed, all that stuff. So all right, Happy Tom says happy travels, Rewards Master. Thank you, Tom, channel member. Good to have you here. Dem says waves. Where are you at, Dem? Are you still where were you, Singapore last time or somewhere like that? So I know you were traveling somewhere else. All right. Ian says, how were the lounges? Okay. So lounges, what do you think of the lounge? What was the best lounges?
Good. Emirates was good.
Yeah, the Emirates Lounge in JFK was awesome. It was not crowded. I ordered steak off the, you had to order from the menu before they laid out the buffet. I ordered steak, medallions, and they were awesome. What did you have?
I had steak and you had the pasta.
Oh, that's right. It was Nona's steak I ate part of, and I had the pasta. It was outstanding pasta. And, there was not a lot of people in there. That lounge was great. What other lounges did we do?
And then, we went to the Centurion.
Yeah, Nona. This is only Nona's.
I have to say, I loved the food in the Centurion. Maybe better than in the Emirates.
Yeah. The Centurion Lounge at JFK.
Way too much.
Nona loved it. I mean, this is only her second Centurion Lounge because we've just had her a platinum card like the last, 3 months, something like that. So this was her second Centurion Lounge. We went in the JFK one and she loved the coffee bar. It was like a Starbucks. Remember that? Nona's a coffee-aholic. So she loved that, and the muffins, and it was really, really good. So we went in twice because we had a weird situation, but I'm going to have to do a members only video on what I did in that situation. So, but because of that, we went in 2 different times. They were pretty nice to let us in the second time, but she really liked the food in the Centurion Lounge. I think she's hooked on Centurion Lounges. So certainly we'll probably keep her card. What else did we do? We did the spa. We did the spa at LaGuardia, and we also did the American Airlines Lounge at LaGuardia. And LaGuardia has a great American Airlines Lounge. I mean, didn't you think it was one of the best we've seen?
Yes, for sure.
It was great. It was really a good American lounge. So, yeah, good lounges. Thank you, Ian, for asking. Okay, Romine Chalk says, hey, everybody. Good to have you, Romine. Good to have you here. All right. Jay Carlos says hello. Carlos, good to have you here. James, channel member, says, I hope the chocolate is great. Chocolate. Well,
yes.
We're going to Zurich in a couple days, yes. So definitely we're going to have
Milan, we went to the Vinci, yes.
Okay. I think Nona ate at the Vinci. It's a Vinci chocolate store, but they have gelato, and I think she had their gelato 6 times.
It was so good. It was every night and every afternoon.
I think every night and every afternoon.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and of course, when we get to Zurich, the chocolate's going to be great.
Yeah,
I might do a little watch shopping while I'm in Zurich too. I mean, isn't that the place to get a watch? So who knows? Okay, Travel 3 Adventure. Good to have you here. AA changed the first leg of a trip from Hawaii 2.5 hours, creating a conflict. Oh, I'm sorry that happened. I mean, they do that to us sometimes as well. That's actually why we had such an incredibly long layover, and it caused a problem. And like I said, I'll go into that in one of my members only. But it was because, just want that behind the paywall. But it was kind of crazy because I did book. We got there at 9:30 in the morning to LaGuardia. We flew out of JFK at 10:30 that night, and so we had all day in airports. And the reason I did that is because of this very thing, that sometimes you have massive delays. And so AA, I mean, even though I fly them the most, I have to be honest and admit, I think American has the worst problem. They definitely have more than Delta does with that. So that's just a fact. Big JP, who is a channel member, says, happy weekend, Bob. Good to have you here, JP. Mike Newland says, tell Nona last video was good. Hear that?
Ask him if he saw which one did he see last?
Which one are you talking about, the last one? Are you talking about
Because I've got one coming out today.
Yeah, one's coming out today on this little hotel we did in. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
On the hotel we did in. We're doing boutique hotels on all of this. So sometimes we stay at Conrad's, we stay at Waldorf's, we stay at all those kind of things, FHR's. But on this trip, we've got friends with us, and those aren't really the kind of hotels that they, are going to spend to stay in. So we're just staying in boutique hotels. And the one we stayed in, the hotel wasn't that impressive. It had 5 rooms. Anybody, let me ask you, has anybody in this live stayed in a hotel with less than 5 rooms? Or does Nona and I take the trophy for staying in the hotel with the fewest rooms?
But the customer service.
Oh man. And the room was fine. I mean, it was typical boutique, small room. The TV did have YouTube though, which is really nice overseas because sometimes it's hard to find anything in English that's not BBC. But we had a nice little balcony. The room was just average, but the customer service, the owner does everything. He cleans the rooms. He greets you when you get there. He even met us and some of our friends, because our friends all stayed in a different hotel. He met us and some of our friends out on the street and was friendly to everybody. He gave us maps. He was the customer service was not a 10 out of 10. It was like a 14 out of 10. It was unbelievable. So Nona just did a review on that. So maybe, Mike, that's what you've seen, or tell me which one you mean. Rick Beck, Ohio says, hello, ciao. That's the way you'd say it in Italy. That's for sure. I've heard that a lot. Mike Newland said, it's really not too early at all.
Good.
It's really not too early at all.
Thank
Okay,
you,
good.
Mike.
Cool. Nona says, thank you, Mike. Medic says, I live in Louisiana next door. I end up in Natchez a bunch for work. Natchez. All right. That's right on the river. We actually drive the Natchez Trace Parkway all the time. Far from Natchez, but still drive the Natchez Trace. In fact, we live off of it. Mike Newland says, Australia. All right.
Was he in Australia?
Are you in Australia right now? That'd be awesome. Okay. John says, I was just at Lake Como a couple weeks ago. Enjoy. Yeah, we're going on a big tour of the lake. We're going to Bellagio tomorrow. Going to enjoy all of that. Heading over into Switzerland some as well. So it's going to be a
recommendations
fun
on
time.
Restaurants?
Tell us any recommendations, John, on restaurants or anything like that. That would be awesome. Dim says, in Malaysia currently. Okay.
Oh, Malaysia.
Wow. Have you found a great place to stay there? FHR hotel, maybe? Maybe a Hilton? Who knows? Hybrid Vortex. Good to have you here, Hybrid. Says, waiting for the Away Again travel video update. Okay, I will say this. We have filmed so much content on this trip. In fact, we're having a big trip in the fall to Asia. We're going to Hong Kong. We're going to Taipei. We're going to Seoul. And I think we probably got enough content for her channel on this trip to cover between now and the fall. But we have a few trips in between there.
Tell them I'm getting one out today, though.
Yeah,
she's scheduled.
She's got one scheduled for today. So hopefully
at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Let's see, that would be, 3:44. So 4 p.m. would be in 16 minutes back in Mississippi. So,
and I'm looking rough. I just got off the plane.
Nona wants you not to judge her because she says she's looking rough. Okay. Ian, did you make it into the bar downstairs at the Amex Lounge? Did we go to the one downstairs? I don't think so.
I don't recall.
I think
I think that was back in the back where the bathrooms were. Remember?
Yeah, that was upstairs though. That's where we were. We kind of found us a cubby hole upstairs.
We couldn't find a place to sit.
Yeah.
So once we found it,
It was
and
pretty
it was
packed.
awesome once
We did
found
get
it.
in both times. It's weird why both. Like I said, I'm going to do a members only thing on that. But yeah, I think we're upstairs the whole time.
And we.
Dim
and-
says it's 4:37 a.m. Dim, do you sleep, man? I think the
know.
last time that we saw you on here,
It
it was
was
like a
2
weird
or
time for you as
something.
well. So we won't be offended if you need to.
He must when he's out of the country. He must stay on American time.
Yeah, you must have the same jet lag problems we did. Oh, by the way, we flew Emirates business class, and was it good?
Yes, it was really good.
It was unbelievable. Do you think it or I mean the three best we've flown are Qatar, not Q Suites though, but Qatar, Emirates, and this. What do you think? If you had to
don't
choose one of the
know.
three,
I kind of still feel like the other one.
Emirates. I mean,
What was the one we just did?
this was Emirates.
And then
Etihad.
Etihad.
So Nona still votes Etihad. I don't know. I think I might say Emirates. It was really good. I mean, the only problem was we were so full from the lounge, we fell asleep and we didn't eat our dinner. So we just ate breakfast.
Never not had dinner.
We have never done that. Usually the experience on the plane is too much. But
We were
I went
tired.
back and had my Polaroid taken at the bar, and I'll put that when I do the review in the video. I'll put that out. But it was really, really cool. But yeah, Centurion Lounge, JFK, really good. But we kind of stayed in the you take the elevator. We kind of stayed in
Tell
the
him we've
upstairs
not
area.
been in the Delta One Lounge. Memphis.
Oh,
Mike
Delta
says.
One Lounge. No, we weren't. We were
well,
not.
He's saying he likes it, but we.
We were not flying Delta, so that was not possible for us. Romachok says, just like that, Chase wins again. Just like that, Chase. Oh, you're talking about using my Ritz Carlton? Yeah, I mean maybe it was because it's a Visa thing versus a MasterCard thing. I don't know. Dim says there is a Vinci chocolate near where I live in Boca now. Okay, in Florida. Cool. Vinci is delicious. Yeah.
Okay,
and
we really love.
I mean, Nona loved it. I've never bought so much gelato in a 3-day period in my life. So she loved it. Dim says watches. Yeah. I mean, it's Switzerland. I mean, I'm going to have to look for watches for sure. DC Consulting says LGA has lots of nice lounges, AC, United Airlines, Sapphire, etc. My wife is bored of Centurion buffets. Well, Nona's just only been to 2.
It's
So
my first time.
I think I got a little bit of time before the Nona gets bored of the Centurion lounges. So, as far as that goes, what are you bored of so far? American lounges, AA lounges? Maybe AA lounges. Yeah, we've been to a lot of those with her. So maybe
that Centurion Lounge. The food was so good. That coffee bar was cool. They had
she
an
liked the
ice cream
coffee bar.
cart.
The ice cream cart, she had that too. You kind of
their food was just really good.
you kind of over Venture X lounges, like Capital One lounges.
Oh, well, I feel like I haven't been in one in a while. When's the last time I've been in one?
And Dallas was the last one. No, you tried to get into that landing, Capital One landing or whatever it was, and they wouldn't let us because we didn't have a departing ticket from LaGuardia. So, all right. Ian says if you go back to Milan, go to dinner at Ristorante Ratana. Okay, we had some great restaurants there. What were some of the names of them?
We went to Mama Rosa's.
Mama Rosa's was kind of a more upscale place. It was incredible.
It was really, and the service.
What'd you have? What do they call that
I had
veal
that
cutlet thing that they serve here?
Yes,
She had that. I had I had a seafood pasta thing.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
You
it was-
liked it, but I don't.
I liked it,
like
but hers was better.
fine.
Hers was better. All right, away again. She said
My
it's coming out
preference is
today.
today.
Okay. Did you just post that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's on her computer too. So that tells you if you want a little glimpse into our life, that's our life. Sitting together, talking on our own computers. So she says, where is it? Okay, Ian says the bar. It's kind of hidden in downstairs all the way in the back corner. There's a solid wall with a door on it that has a 4 numbers next to it, like 1942 or something. No, we didn't even see that. We didn't see that. That's I mean, upstairs we went back there, but yeah, we didn't see that down there. Nope. Nona says to Dim, I love the gelato there. They put the chocolate around the cup and then the gelato. Yeah, that's what she loved the most. They line the cup in chocolate and then hazelnuts. Is that what you had?
Yes, it was so good.
Oh yeah, she loved that with the hazelnuts. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, the 1850 Super Easy Bar. Okay. Oh, is the name of the restaurant he suggests. Okay.
Okay. 1850 Speakeasy Bar is the name. Cool. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it. Yes, says Nona runs. All right. And Chad. Hey, Chad. Good to have you. If you haven't checked out Chad's Money Minutes, it's a great YouTube channel. Check that out. And let's see. American Tarmacker 514 gives $1.99 super chat, super sticker. Thank you. Says it worth it to have all 3 strata cards. Answer what?
I went to give you a high five and you didn't.
Oh,
give it.
she's giving me a high five and I didn't pay attention. But thank you for the super chat, super sticker. Thank you. But is it worth it to have all 3 strata cards? I think that if you're going to have the top one, the elite card, then just the strata is enough, the free one. And I don't know that you even need the strata if you have the strata premier, to be honest, because a lot of the 3X categories overlap each other. But I think a great duo is the strata elite, because you get the 3X and 6X on city nights with dining, and then you get the 1.5 on everything. So it becomes a catch-all. And then you get 3X on a lot of categories with the no annual fee strata card. But I think honestly, American Tarmacker, I think that the best choice is either get the premier and then start getting like custom caches, because custom caches work well with either setup, or get the elite and get the regular strata card. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think we're going with just probably going to keep our elite card. By the way, we did use a black lane. So we went from LGA, so LaGuardia, over to JFK, of course, because we had to switch airports. And we did the black lane. It was $144, and we got $100 back. So for $44, which was less than an Uber would have been, we got a Cadillac Escalade. The guy loaded our bags. It was awesome. Did you like it?
Loved it. It was really nice.
It was really, really nice. I know people dog on the black lane credit, but I think the black lane credit is really, really cool. So, I mean, to each their own, but we like it. Dim says, I really enjoyed the Amex Lounge in SeaTac. Cool layout. Work in nuts and emails keeps me up all night. Yeah, I understand. The Seattle Centurion Lounge, Nona hasn't been there. She's only been to 2. But the Seattle Centurion Lounge is, in my opinion, the best one I've been to. I really like it. I was there on work. Was it last year or the year? Maybe it was the year before. And I didn't have the platinum card then, but I did have the Delta Reserve card, and I was flying Delta, so I went in with that. And man, that's the one where you ride the elevator up, and it's like you go past the check-in counters, and you go to the left, and back there you have all of the different food bars and everything. It's really good. I agree, Dim. I agree completely. All right. Chad's Money Minute says Emirates Biz Class is top shelf, but Q Suites is the gold standard. Well, we can't comment on that because Nona, he's talking about Q Suites.
We haven't been in.
Yeah. We flew to Berlin from Dubai, and then we went through Doha and then to Berlin, and it was not Q Suite. So but it was still top shelf.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I mean, we really both liked it, but it wasn't the full, like, total privacy of a Q Suite. So we're going to have to try that. That's on our bucket list also. But yeah, as far as, have you flown Etihad, Chad? Because Etihad, we flew there from Boston all the way to Abu Dhabi. It was pretty top shelf. I mean, it was really, really elegant, really nice. Medic, Chad, I just watched your video earlier about airplane etiquette. I was laughing so hard the entire time. So true. All right, I'll have to check that out. Like I said, I've been a little out of touch, so I'll check out Chad's newest video. Free music, Polaroid. You're really dating yourself. All the cool kids call it a selfie. Well, but it's actually a Polaroid. I mean, they have a Polaroid camera there at the bar on the Emirates flights, and they take your photo and they print it off out of the camera and they hand it to you. So, in fact, it's probably in my bag right over there, but I'll show a picture of it later. But yes, I know, selfie. We take a few of those. Sleepy Rod, you going all in on Wells Fargo? Nope. Haven't even put a single charge on it because I just don't see it's all 3X categories. Great. But how does that beat my belt card when everything's over 3X? So that's why I've not. A Big JP channel member says, what's the difference between a 5-room hotel and a bed and breakfast? Well,
yeah, true.
Well, I guess
we didn't get breakfast.
We didn't get breakfast. That's the problem. Yeah, that's true. We didn't get breakfast. But I guess that's a boutique hotel. But yeah, it was not a bed and breakfast, and it is a little 5-room hotel, and you could book it. Did we do that? We did that one, I think, with Capital One.
But
so we did that through the Capital One portal, got our $300 back.
I did have coffee every morning underneath in that little.
Yeah. But it was just all right. American Tarmacker became a YouTube member. Welcome to the membership. Hope you enjoy it. DC Consulting says ice cream is always awesome. Yep.
Yes.
It is. And gelato is even better in Italy. A tier channel member says the landing at LGA is awesome. Too bad you couldn't get in. Yeah, we tried. Well, I couldn't anyway, and I do not pay to go into lounges. So I was going to send Nona in. She was going to film a little bit, just kind of do a little content. And they wouldn't let her in because we didn't have a departing boarding pass from LGA. Mike Newland, 42 on board, 14 likes, so we can do better. Let me see what I see on my phone here. Yeah, let's see, we got, it's not showing me much. So you're showing 17 likes? How many people in?
53.
53 in, 17 likes is what Nona's seeing. All right, very, very cool.
Why is it not 54 and 54?
Because not everybody hits the like button.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's easy.
I'm having to teach. She's trying to have a YouTube channel, but I'm having to teach her here. Nice. Veal Milanese is the move. Yeah, it was delicious. What do they call it? What did they call that veal? It starts with a C.
I call it a cutlet, but
yeah, it's like a veal cutlet. You know, it's their breading though is so special. It's kind of like what you get in Germany when you order that, but it's I don't remember. It starts with a C, but it's absolutely delicious. Latitude Attitude Guy is a channel member. Says, did the Italians think?
Oh, there it is, Carrie.
You're calling your wife grandma? Huh?
It was colada or something.
Yeah, Codaletta. That's what we ordered. Do they think I'm calling her? Well, she is a grandma, so that is her. That actually is. Those are our grandparent names, Bop and Nona. So yeah. Yes. I mean, those were invented by our 6-year-old grandson. So yes, I whether they think that or not, it is a fact. So it is a fact.
Wear it.
And Mr. Mike Newland, my good buddy and great supporter of the channel, gifts 10 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. We appreciate it. Over here in Italy, you've got great appreciation coming your way from Bop and from Nona. And if you receive one of those memberships, make sure to say something in gratitude to Mike. Ian says, don't forget City Nights for breakfast tomorrow. That's right. But will it be breakfast tomorrow? Let me think. It's 7 hours difference. So if I wake up for breakfast tomorrow and it's Saturday, yeah, you're right. That's right. And lunch also, most likely. So that's absolutely right. City Nights. So don't forget, she's been using the Elite card while we're here. She just wants one in her wallet and she uses it sometimes. So yeah, we'll make sure to do that. Craig Howard says, thanks for the membership, Mike. Dim says, I double dipped on Black Lane into FLL. Had a $50 coupon plus the $100 CSE. All it cost me was $27 plus tip. Awesome. So can we use our Bilt cash for that yet? I know that's supposed to be coming, but I don't know if it's available as of yet. Rob Knopper says, if you get the Bilt Palladium, which of the perks will you take advantage of? Blade Ride, Flying Blue. Well, I have the Bilt Palladium. So what I've used so far is I've used the Walgreens, I've used the Lyft, and I've used the Points Accelerator, and I'm getting close to the end of the second one, the second Points Accelerator. And of course, I've used it for my mortgage. So that's what I've used so far. If I have enough built up, I mean, when we're getting back to the last 3 months of the year, since only $100 of it rolls over, yeah, I'll probably find some other uses for it for sure. American Tarmac says, sold me on the black lane. I really like the black lane. This is the second time we've used it. Last fall, we used it in Abu Dhabi. It was $106 from the airport in Abu Dhabi, like a 40-minute ride to the Etihad Towers where we stayed at the Conrad. And it was $106, got $100 back, $6. And he was waiting for us at baggage claim with our name on a placard, took our bags, loaded them, everything. It was awesome. DC Consulting, Atlanta Centurion is awesome. Yeah, I've been there. I remember they had like a meat carving station when I was there, like prime rib or something. It was really good. But Nona hasn't been there yet. Of course, like I said, she's only been to 2, very new to the Platinum Card. Nona, you put something else on here.
Well, it's answering someone else's question.
Bob has always been an old man at heart. What's that mean?
Well, because the other one was saying something about.
I'm fun. What are you talking about? The funnest guy you're ever going to have for the last 30 plus years. Dim says, Rewards Master, which cards of yours have gotten the most spend while on your trip? Okay, 2 cards primarily. Nona's been using the Elite card because I just gave it to her to use whenever she's getting coffee or gelato or whatever. But I figured because at least I'm getting 1.5 city points on that. But we've been using dining. We've been using the Prestige. No issues with that, except for that train thing today. And we've been using Built on everything else. We had to buy a suitcase. We had a suitcase kind of fall apart on us. So we did that on the Built card. We bought some excursions on the Built card. So that's what we've been using. And like you said, Dem, no problems at all. I've not had any until that train thing today. And I think that was their card machine.
Yeah.
Because some people are having issues, some weren't. At first, I thought it was a MasterCard versus a Visa thing. But so I lost out on some points. They went on my Ritz-Carlton card. Marriott points. Marriott points. But still, that's all right. No big deal. Medic says, I think the Blade ride would be cool. However, I probably would get more value out of flying blue gold. Okay. Yeah, I would like to try the Blade at some point too. Mike Newland heading to Casey's to get Dugras some pizza. Yeah. Well, we've had some pizza. And I don't think the pizza in Milan was as good as in Rome or Florence.
Not yet. Anyway.
You think so?
We haven't had anything as good.
No. We've had pizza a couple times. Not been as good in Milan. It's funny how different regions of Italy, you have little different stuff. So, all right. Let me see what we got here. Nona says, I love my Nona name. Then didn't know it was an Italian until after it became my name. Yeah. So if she's a grandma, she's a grandma. Whatever. How's the wine over there? I don't think neither Nona or I are wine people. So we haven't really tried a lot of I think we had some lemon. What was that? Yeah, at the restaurant, they brought us some lemon
after
cello.
Every meal. Yeah.
Limoncello. And I thought it was fine. I don't think Nona, she made this face. So I don't know if I don't think that was a positive thing. So I thought it was fine though.
But I have heard like that guy at the Mama Rosa's was telling us how popular the wine is from Tuscany.
Yeah, the Tuscany wine. That's what at the restaurant they were saying was the one everybody loves. Basemo says, just joined in, but when I was in Italy, I had several denied charges when using Venture, but never experienced that with the Sapphire. Yeah, maybe, I don't know what the deal was. Like I said, we were at the train station, but both my City Prestige and my Built card didn't go through. Ritz-Carlton card went through just like that. And then people after me, though, their City cards went through. They were all MasterCards. So, and then one American Express went through, but his City card didn't. So I think it was their machine because they ended up switching machines after a while. So I think that's what it came down to. Did you get a Florentine steak?
No.
Yes.
What you did?
Yeah.
Where?
I've ordered 3 steaks.
3 steaks, but not a Florentine.
Oh, you're talking about, well, I've ordered 3 steaks and they have all been awesome. Some in our group haven't liked them as well because they cook them very rare here.
But
I eat my steak rare anyway. But no, as far as the Florentine steak, that's the huge steak, that's like a tomahawk type steak.
Seen it.
We haven't really seen it the places we've been, but yes, I've had steak 3 times. It's been awesome every single time, but not that traditional Florentine steak. Basemo, best steak I've ever had was Florence in Tuscany. Yes. We had a Florentine steak in Florence when we were there last year, and it was, I mean,
So
Nona and I
good.
both ate it, and there was lots left over. It was gigantic, and it was delicious. Rob says, sorry, REM. I meant to say if you get the built Palladium status above gold status, you get to access to a blade ride, flying blue status, and a few other things. Curious what your plan is. Well, I'll probably hit that. I mean, isn't 75K to get to platinum? I think I might hit that. And do I get a free bill? I haven't even looked into that. Do I get a free blade ride? If I do, for sure, I'm going to use that because I'm excited to do. I don't know if Nona, will you fly on a helicopter?
I don't know. I'm kind of interested in it, but I'm nervous that I might not. Could do
She
it.
doesn't like little bitty planes, so I didn't know if she'd do a helicopter, but that she might like it. How many I got in here?
45 that I see.
45 watching. How many likes?
28.
28 likes. So everybody hit the like button. That
It's
would be
44
helpful.
of you. It should say 44. It's not that hard.
Okay. Medic says, going through the UK, I use the Palladium for everything but food, and we didn't have any issues with it going through. So Medic, sorry, we got ambulances going on outside. We got, if you know this, you know this. They don't turn on the air conditioner in a lot of these hotels until later. So we've got to have the window open. So if you hear loud noises, that's because we're trying not to cook in our little boutique hotel here in Como. Medic says, in Portugal. We love Portugal, by the way. Lisbon was one of our favorite places ever. Mike says, so you upgraded your suitcase. That's an upgrade. Yes. We got a suitcase plus, right? We got a comfort suitcase plus. That's what we got. That's funny. Mike says, my all-time favorite pizza was in Venice.
Really?
Oh, that's the one place in Italy.
We
We've been
haven't
to
been
Florence.
yet.
We've been to the Amalfi Coast. We've been to Rome. Now we've been to Milan. We've been to Como, but not yet Venice. So, Chad, we're going to have to follow you there for sure.
Now, we enjoyed our pizza in Rome.
Let's see. Ian says pizza in Rome is the best in Italy. Yeah, so far for us, that's been true. The steak was the best in Florence, but pizza in Rome was really good. Medic, a lot of cards do carry luggage insurance as well, so you may be able to get the bag reimbursed if you find it worth the headache. Don't get too excited. It was a carry-on.
I've never heard this.
Yeah, I don't tell Nona about all the benefits, but don't get. Thanks a lot, Medic. I appreciate that.
We're looking into this.
No, it's a bag that we've used. We pretty much just do carry on. So I don't know if that would count. And it's kind of been deteriorating for a while. So who knows?
We're checking that out. Thanks.
Nona responded to Basemo. We haven't had this on this trip, but last year we did. It was the best steak yet. It was, baby. I don't know. We have a pretty good steakhouse in Mississippi called Woody's, but it's probably, you think it's better than the Woody's Florentine steak? I don't know. They're close. It's a close competition. Dem says 50K platinum, one free blade ride in New York City. I've done it a few times to the Hamptons from New York City. Cool experience. All right, 50K? Yeah. I'm probably going to hit that. So yeah, I'm going to try that for sure. All right, Nick says, Bob, gonna have to watch the replay, but I was curious, when booking domestic flights with cash, do you opt for fully refundable to original payment method or for flight credit? I always opt for flight credit because, it costs more to do the fully refundable. And we fly 25, 30 times a year now. So it's like, we're always going to be able to use the flight credit. So I don't even, now I will say this. I almost always, though, with those flight credits or in cash, I book single direction, so one ways, because I have gotten burned by booking a cash booking that was round trip and canceling the last half. And they don't give you a trip credit, they give you a flight credit, and that is way, way more restrictive. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we usually get credits. Ian says one blade ride with platinum status. Yeah. Well, I'll probably get there. Okay. Latitude Attitude Guy gives 5 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you so much. Did you hear that, Nona?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. And if you receive one of those, make sure to give him a thanks in the comments. Dem says Venice, Florida has a great pizza. I haven't had it there, but I'll have to try it someday. Medic says, haha, my bad. And Mike Newland, this might be a shocker, but I did not like the pizza in Italy. I lived there for 3 years in a town called Vincenza. All right. So no pizza in Italy for Mike Newland. Got it.
Really? Not the what's the one I really like?
The margarita pizza?
Yeah.
That's what Nona likes, is the margarita pizza. All right. Well, I had a few. I mean, we've taken so much time with comments and stuff. We probably won't get to many of them, but I had a few different comments that I wanted to discuss on here. The first is from my video, and I don't have them on, like I said, I kind of threw this together at the last minute. But on my video, everyone's panicking about Citi. Should you, talking about the devaluations with not being able to pool points, and then also that their hotel partners have been changed as far as with the I Prefer and also with Choice Hotels. And this is what, let's see, Jay Landis said this. He said, I wonder why they would care for families. I get that it reduces the amount of premium cards a two-player setup needs, which is valid. But when there's so much volatility in the points and mile space, this is something that could easily really win people over. Plus, it's not like there's not a one-to-one transfer rate where the giver of points keeps a portion of the transferred points, the same amount of points as being spent. So what he's talking about is he's trying to ask the question, why would Citi care on this? Why did they close down this ability to transfer your points? Now, remember, with Citi, unlike with Chase, when you move your points from one person to another, then they have a timer on them. So they wear out after 3 months. So you got to have kind of a redemption in mind, but Citi's changing that in the very near future. So he's asking, why are they doing that? And I don't know. And I will tell you this, with Citi, it's just kind of, it doesn't have to make sense to Citi. I think all of us, I mean, Dem used to work for Citi, he's told us. I mean, I think that just is the truth. I mean, they're making changes because I guess they feel that if you get more people, if you don't allow them to combine their points, then more people will get more of their cards. So I figure that's probably what their motivation is. Don't know that for sure. No one could say for sure, but it seems like a logical assumption. All right, let's see who's next here. Sleepy Rod. Good to have you, Sleepy Rod. Do you think all these changes Citi is implementing is due to how expensive it must be to hold AA as a transfer partner? The answer to that is yes and no. I think it's twofold. I think that they have American Airlines as a transfer partner, and I'm sure that American is getting a premium for their miles. Okay, so they didn't have any partners forever. Bilt ended up not working out with them. And I think that's probably because American was just costing too much for Bilt. And then, so that I think that is part of the factor. However, I think also a factor is that they've got a lot more card holders than they used to. I mean, people are realizing, okay, like on the YouTube community, how many different folks were positive on Citi before? I mean, push Citi. Well, there was the Rewards Master, and I think the guy who, what's his name? RJ Squared, right? The one who is always in Africa and different places. Great YouTuber. I love his channel. And he's been pushing Bilt and Citi forever. He talks about Magnificent Five, where he's talking about getting a bunch of custom caches and stuff. But besides us, you go back 6, 8, 10 months ago, who was pushing Citi? Nobody really thought Citi was valuable. But now, kind of the world is caught on to Citi. So I think a lot more people are applying and getting Citi cards. And so they're having a lot more points transferred. And I think that might be part of it as well. So Rod, I don't know that that's the reason, but that'd be my guess. Ian says they're trying to slow down people who sell their points. Yeah. The points brokers are always a problem for sure. Dem says, little known fact, Citi actually had AA as a partner many years ago. Yeah, they did. But wasn't it, Dem? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it was for a very short period of time, like it would come and go. Dugras, I'm a relatively recent Citi convert. Yeah, I remember Dugras because like a while back, I mean, you didn't have much use for them, right? But a lot of folks have come on. Now I'm seeing videos all the time about Citi. But it's like, it's a new thing. And I get it. American Airlines changed the whole dynamic, but it didn't really change their earning rates. They've always had awesome earning rates. By the way, if you haven't been to Dugras Reports, if you haven't been on his channel, check it out. Dugras has a great, great channel. Love it. Very different travel style than mine, but always entertaining, especially his Saturday morning lives. Medic says, I think most issuers are tightening up across the board. It's just part of it. The AA thing just helped to accelerate it. Yeah, I think so. The one that's different, of course, is Built. They're not tightening up really. And I think that could change the game. We just have to kind of wait and see. Nicholas I says, did you hear about Wells Fargo picking up Wyndham? Great transfer rates. No, I didn't. Like I said, I've been traveling out of the country, but I'll check that out tomorrow. And yeah, it's Wyndham doesn't excite me personally because I don't use hotel points at all. I mean, ever, unless I just have them from a sign-up bonus or something. But I don't ever move my points to hotel programs. So that wouldn't be of great interest to me. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because Wells has they have good rates like to Choice when now even Citi doesn't. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Dugras says, thanks, Rewards Master. You're welcome, Dugras. I mean it. I enjoy it a lot. All right. Sleepy Rod says Dugras has a good rewards. Okay. I haven't heard this. I've heard this before. Somebody said on my lives before that Dugras does a good Rewards Master impression. Dugras, please put in the comments where I can find this, like what video it is or what live you did this. And like, if you have a timestamp, I'd love that as well. I'll watch the whole thing if I have to, but I'd love a timestamp because I want to see this great impression of the Rewards Master.
All his stuff,
I know. I think I watch all your stuff, so maybe I missed something. So put it on there. I'd love to see it. Yes, says, if looking for a big sub, would it make sense to go Amex Platinum, currently have gold, or look to get into the Cityland? Well, I mean, if you want a big sub, the business stuff with Amex is your way to go. I mean, they've got up to $300K on a Amex Business Platinum, but that's $20,000 spend in 3 months. They've got up to $200K for $15,000 spend on the Business Gold. But I mean, you're never going to get the same sign-up bonus with Citi or with really any others that you're going to get with American Express. So if you're looking for sign-up bonus, that's the way to go. But Citi sign-up bonuses, to me, I think of American Express as kind of churning land. That's where you go to get your sign-up bonuses and maybe your cards that are, for me, a backpack card, so a benefits card. And I look at Citi and Built as my spending setup, my long-term setup. So that's kind of how I'd see it. Meg says, I think we can all agree with confidence that Citi, Chase, and Amex will still be here in the next several years. Can we say the same about Built? Well, I love Built, and I love the Palladium. I think it's the best card ever. But no, I can't say with absolute confidence. I hope so, but I can't say with absolute confidence. Travis, my good friend Travis, we just put out a video together. I think Travis has another one we've done that'll be coming out very soon. Says, I think as long as Citi doesn't give referral bonuses, they'll still, to some extent, get overshadowed in mainstream credit card talk. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fact. If you want to make money or get a lot of points in referrals, Amex and Citi and Chase are the way to go. Citi's not the way. I mean, it just doesn't pay creators and stuff like the other companies do. It's just a fact. Travis, despite having some of the best points and multipliers, absolutely. Dugras, the only times I've done an impression of you is when I say these points are super valuable. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that and he says maybe 2 to 3 times with a smiley face. All right. Super value. So you got to be talking about city or built if you're saying I say that. So yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, we're at 50 minutes. I think that's the last of our comments. So I'll try to go an hour. So let me pull up the next comment that I had on a video. Hold on. Free Music says, Bob, do you do your Dugras impression?
He does.
Celebrate, celebrate. How's that? Is that a good Dugras impression? I don't know. It's just all I know to do. But I love it when he says it, though. Every single time, I love it when he says it. So tell me if it was good or not. I don't know. All right, this one's on for my good friend Gary, the Points CFO, on my Chase credit cards ranked. Honest grades from non-Chase fans. This is one that Travis and I did together that came out, I think, on Wednesday. And Gary says, I only collect Chase points as follows. 3x broad travel for flights on business preferred. Okay. 5x on telecom on Ink Bold. And love the family points transferability. Always transfer to Hyatt. Built as primary, Chase, then Atmos. How about these new 2x transfers to Wyndham from Wells? Do a video on Wells system. He talks about how he thinks I should do a video on that. But I think he makes a good point that most of us probably have multiple ecosystems who have lots of credit cards, right? So we have our primary, our secondary, and our tertiary different ecosystems. For me, honestly, City's still number one for me. I earn a lot of City points. I looked at it. My Prestige card, I earned over 80,000 City points last year just on the travel and dining. And I mean, that's kind of my main one. And then I have Built. And then after that, probably Amex. And then after that, probably Chase. So that's kind of, and we do have a lot of Capital One, but we don't earn a lot of them. So we just kind of have those that have stacked up. But that's kind of where I'm at on all of those. So I think Gary makes a point. He says for him, it's Built first. And then for him, it would be, let's see what he say. He said Built, then Chase, then Atmos. So I guess his City, and he has the Prestige card. So I think that's interesting. So it'd be City after that. And he says all of his still go to Hyatt. Now, I'm curious, the people who are hotel people, is that still what they're going to do? Is it still going to go to Hyatt? Is that where it's going in the future? So I do not know, but I'm really, really curious to find out from folks. Okay. Mike Newland, Dugras just sent a message to you. Okay. Bob, do your Dugras impression. And Basemo says, got to go, but I'll watch the rewind. Thanks as always. Good to have you here, Basemo. And Free Music gives us a smile. Nikolai says, how's your Palladium doing overseas? It's doing perfect. Like I said, I had that one little issue, but I think it was the card machine issue. But besides that, no issues at all. And I didn't tell him I was coming overseas, but no problem at all. Dugras says 6 out of 10 on my Dugras impression. There we go. And then Nicholas says, did you see all the new features that Built's implementing because of our complaints? No, like I said, I've been kind of really out of touch. Usually I've watched everything on YouTube because I'm mowing or I'm working on my tractor or whatever it may be, or driving. I have long drives. And so I've been out of touch with a lot of it because of the time change and stuff. So I'll try to catch up. All right, we're at 55 minutes, so I think I'll probably wrap it up there. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I didn't know if this is a weird time for me back in the States because it's like really late here in Italy. But I want to thank Latitude Attitude Guy, channel member who gifted 5 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you so much for that. I want to thank, of course, my good buddy Mike Newland, who gifted 10 Rewards Maxter memberships. Thank you so much for
I
that.
have 62 watching.
I want to thank American Tarmacker 514, who became a new member. Welcome to the membership. And then American Tarmacker also gave a $1.99 super chat, super sticker. So thank you, everyone who supported this live stream, and especially all of you who tuned in for this live stream, even though it's a weird time and we're from all the way across the world. So thank you for being here. I don't know if I'll be able to get one out on Sunday. I'll try, but it's going to be kind of a weird day for me. So I appreciate every single one of you. So let me see. Yuri Boo says safe travels. Thank you, Yuri. Appreciate it. Nicholas says, make sure you have some Italian ice cream. It's amazing. Yep. We've already had a lot of gelato.
Is that the same as gelato?
Yeah. I don't know. Italian ice cream, gelato. We've been having gelato. So that's what we've been having. Yuri says, we'll be in Milan a month from now. All right. Have a good time, Yuri. And Jay Kelsey says, hit that like button on the way out, folks. Yep. Please do that. All right. I appreciate every single one of you. Sleepy Rod says, which credit cards are on your roadmap for 2026? Second Hilton Aspire for Nona. And I think I might do the Virgin card because I just want the 75K points. They've been sending me offers. So that's kind of look. And then honestly, another business plat or another business gold to get the points offer. So that's like what I've been thinking about so far. Safe travels, Sleepy Rod says. All right, y'all. Thank you for being here. See you here next time.